What is up, guys? It is the Bluebloods here, and we are back with another interview. Back to the Sun Belt, man. We got Troy defensive tackle, multiple time All Sun Belt selection, named to every watch list the D lineman can be named to, man. We got Will Choloh in the building, so I appreciate you coming on the show, man.
Yes, sir. It's great to be here. Appreciate you for having me on.
Absolutely, man. And so, I want to go right back before Troy, even though it's a long time ago, back to Archer High School in the state of Georgia, man.
Yes.
Standout all state selection. And, I'm from Alabama. I got some people who I know who played high school football over in Georgia, and it's the most competitive circuit, I'd argue, man. Texas and all them, I don't think they can hold what Georgia's doing over there, especially in the Atlanta area. How did playing in a state like Georgia prepare you for college football?
Georgia is a different ball game. Like every week, there's always people. There's always a lot of recruits going to big schools. Like I remember my senior year, there was every week I was going against a Power Five or lineman. But it's just great though. Iron sharpens iron. I gave them some work. They gave me some work. But it's a great Gwinnett County, especially. That's where it's at.
Oh man, I feel like people who might not be from the South, I don't think understand how competitive Georgia is in high school football. Man, there's a reason so many NFL players come from that part of the country. But looking back at your recruitment, man, which schools were on you the hardest, and who was kind of at the top of your list as you were looking at potential schools?
During high school, I had basically all the group of fives. I had a couple of power fives. I had Kansas State, but the crazy thing is, me and Troy, we've always been locked in. Funny story. I slipped my junior year in high school. I had a great a great visit at Georgia State. I ended up committing them for like 3 weeks, but other than that, Troy's always been Troy's always had my heart. I've always loved the people here. I love the coaches. I've always knew that once I got here, I could do something special if I just dedicated and worked hard for this. So, yes, sir.
Hey, Troy's a great school, man. Being from Alabama myself, I got a lot of friends who are up there, and great campus, great school. So I don't blame you there. But looking back, man, coaching changes are always hard, and you went through one after your first year at Troy. Now Chip Lindsey steps in as the guy. How hard was a coaching change for you at right after your freshman year?
It was a little difficult at first because when our old coaches left, I think they took all the coaches but two or three. So it was a whole bunch of unfamiliar faces. But credit to Coach Lindsay and his staff. They're all stand up gentlemen. They know what they're talking about when they speak on football, and it was smooth sailing. But when when our old staff left and my sophomore year, we were so young. That's what people don't really understand. This is Coach Lindsey's really had to deal with a young team since he's been here. Even me, like I'm just going to my senior year, but yeah, we were so young. But it's been a great transition. I have a lot of love for Coach Brown and his staff when they were here, and I have a lot of love for Coach Lindsey. Yeah, Lindsey and his
Yeah,
staff. I was thinking about
absolutely.
OD line coach.
Man, looking back though, I'm always curious, and a lot of the fans are too. When a staff transfers out, do they try to recruit you guys to come with them, or were they just like, listen, like we don't want to do that? Like, what was the conversation like around the building?
If they were recruiting other guys, it wasn't me. But when they left, they would just try to be transparent with us. Like our D line, my old D line coach, he sat us down. He told us what was on this, like what was going to happen, and I respect them for that. So that's just one thing I commend them for.
Absolutely. I like to hear that they actually cared about the players and were like, listen, we're not just going to dip out in the middle of the night and y'all going to wonder what happened. So I like that. But looking way back, man, when you stepped on campus as a freshman to now, how has your game evolved over these few years at Troy?
It's evolved a lot. My freshman year, I was just out there really just see ball, get ball. I was just using my God given athletic ability, and this is what I learned in high school and how I was doing that. But over these last 3 years, I've learned to be a technician. I've learned how to mix up using my abilities to using what fits the schemes. I understand a lot about what the offense is trying to do to me, and plus like the big thing I learned. I mean, I had to understand is like there's plays for like other people on defense to make. I don't have to make everything. I just have to do my job. So once I understood that, it's been smooth sailings.
And I know this next question is going to be kind of hard because as a senior, you have so many dynamic abilities that you can pick. But right now, what's your biggest strength as a player?
I'll say I'll say my I'm very quick. Like my tight end is quickness. Like I'm very like you can't touch me. You can't touch me. Honestly, I really be juking out these old linemen. Honestly, so I just I'm very what do they say? I'm very twitchy, and I feel like that helps a whole lot because a lot of times you just can't play with strength every time. You got to mix it up, put some finesse in there, and I feel like I mix it up well.
Oh man, as an offensive lineman from high school, those twitchy guys are always the hardest. I'd rather have a dude come at me every time. So it's
Yes,
like I got my
sir.
hands on you. It's different, but them twitchy guys, I can't take all the spin moving and the juking. But on the flip side, man, you don't have to give away all your secrets. But what's one thing you think you need to improve on to take your game to the next level?
My one thing I say transitioning from run to pass a lot quicker because a lot of people in our league they do a lot of option or a lot of I'm talking about that. At first I have to play the run and then I have to transition to pass, but a lot of times I still be caught on the lineman, and I feel like I worked on that this offseason. It's going to be a lot smoother transition.
Absolutely. And I mean, you talked about how you've become a technician, how you work on the skill. How much film do you watch of an opponent going into game week? And what's the number one thing you look for when you're watching film on an offense?
Yeah, I love watching film. I watch film almost every day, even in the off season. But number one thing is just if they're how they been. A lot of those linemen are lungers. That's the number one thing I look for. Uh, they're always lunging at me. They want to use their whole 320 plus pounds and try to knock me out of there. So I've definitely just watched who's going to lunge at me and who's gonna sit back and allow me to attack them.
Oh man, I like that's the first. We've had a few D tackles on there. You're the first one that's mentioned the whole lunging and step back block. So I kind of like that you broke that down. But Chip Lindsey coming in, man. The expectations are high for you guys this year, especially after the Sun Belt as a whole probably had one of the best seasons they've had overall in the history of the entire conference. What are the team goals though for Troy this upcoming season?
I just say the number one thing just for our team is just not even listen to the outside noise no more. Just focus on us, and I just feel like everything's gonna take care of itself. Because this last my sophomore and last year, a lot of people like our team is very talented, and a lot of people just penciled us in as winners, and I guess we got caught up in that a little bit. But I just say number one thing for us is just lay low and just execute, and that's when I feel like we're at our best. Because even against Coastal last year, like nobody even really thought we were gonna give it a game, and we just flew underneath the radar. And I just feel like that's who we are. Ever since I've been at Troy, our old head coach used to say we're a blue collar operation, and when we're moving like that, nobody can stop us.
Oh man, I like to hear that. And so I asked team first. I know that the team goals lead to the personal goals, but what are your personal goals that you want to achieve your senior year?
I'll say, of course, first team, and then I'll just say a personal goal. I would definitely want to get to 10 sacks this year. Uh, my sophomore year, I was playing a lot of nose guard, a lot of zero technique. So, of course, I was getting a lot of double and triple team. And last year, I really got to expand my game when I moved out to three tech. So I got to show more of my package, more that's in my arsenal. So this year, I just expect to show a lot more and just exploit these matchups and just dominate. Honestly.
Oh man, I'm pumped to see it. I'm definitely gonna be watching. I always keep up with all the Alabama teams in the state, man. But looking at the schedule, you're a senior leader. I know you're going to give me the senior answer. Every senior I have on here does. I get the first game is important. You can give me that, but just put a but behind it. What game are you looking forward to most on your schedule this year?
Um, well, of course, all of them are important. How about I give you two? How about
Okay.
that? Of course you would love. We loved our SEC games, so it's gonna be fun playing down there in South Carolina. I've actually visited in high school, and it was a great atmosphere there. So I know we're gonna have a whole bunch of fun down there. I say lastly, I say Georgia State because that's the last game of the season, and they my sophomore year they embarrassed us, and then last year they snuck away one a W, and I just feel like it's just appropriate with the season we're gonna have, God willing, and that I'm from the Atlanta area, that everything just ends perfectly in Georgia.
I like it. I like to say y'all can sneak up on SEC teams, but after what y'all did a few years back, I don't think you're sneaking up on anybody in the SEC anymore, man.
Yes, sir. They know about sure.
Absolutely. But man, looking at who your inspirations are, who you watch film on, which NFL D lineman do you model your game after the most?
It's a mix of the two. Of course, Aaron Donald, that's my personal GOAT, but I love watching film on Grady Jarrett because he's very underrated. He does a lot of things in the run game and the pass game. So I love watching those two. And then in the past, my high school D line coach, he always said I reminded him of John Randall of the Vikings in the past. And ever since that, I've always watched him and just picked up a couple of things here and there.
Oh, man, you can't go wrong with John Randall, man. I mean, you mentioned two guys who I don't think get enough credit when you talk about legendary D linemen because Grady Jarrett's on his way.
Yes, sir.
Um, But looking at your position, man, I always try to give these for my show. But what's more important to a D lineman in your opinion, strength or quickness?
Ooh. I say quickness, honestly, because if you can get off the ball, you can get in front of blocks, and if you're quick, it's easy to quickly transition between run to pass. So I say quickness is very important because a lot of times, like I'll be watching film on Aaron Donald, he backdoors a lot of blocks, maybe two, three gap. I mean, a gap or two behind, and he'll still make the play because he's so quick and fast.
Oh man, I like that answer, man. So, what's the number one mistake an offensive lineman can make against you? Is it not getting off the ball fast enough? Is it standing up too straight? Is it not getting their hands on you? What's the number one thing they should not do against you?
I just say if you ain't watched the film, just underestimate me, because like just looking at me, I'm a lean guy up top. I'm not very big, but I'm extremely strong. I'm quick, and just if they don't know that it's gonna be a hard day from the jump, then I just feel like it's gonna be a downfall from there.
Absolutely, man. And do you have a pregame routine, man? Walk us through your game days. Do you have to wear a certain something? Do you have to listen to a certain song? Like, what's your pregame routine?
Oh, I definitely gotta be on the music all day. I gotta be listening to that boy Gunner, real Georgia boy. And then definitely before the game, I just gotta kind of be by myself. I always pray before the game, be by myself, and then go out on the field before warm-ups and just kind of reenact what I'm going to do in the game, and just keep my mind at peace before the storm, basically.
Oh man, I like it. I like it. And so, I get it. I played O line in high school. The trash talk in the trenches is real.
Yes,
How
sir.
big of a trash talker are you during the game?
Oh yeah, I'm a trash talker, but you got to bring it out of me because most majority of the time you're not. I'm being my zone, so you're not gonna bring it out of me. But if you get it out of me, I'm a different type of animal when I start when I start yapping. But I definitely be out there talking trash.
Oh man, especially a D tackle, you can even get to the quarterback if they're under center. Like I like it, man. I like it. And
Yeah.
so, looking back, man, you faced a lot of great offensive linemen. Troy plays the best of the best in the country. Who's the best offensive lineman you've ever had to go one on one with?
One on one. Um, I would say my sophomore year we played Missouri, and they were a pretty good bunch. I always say that I wish I could run it back and me playing them again while I played three tech because I was young and I was playing nose guard. But and then I would definitely say again my sophomore year we played Louisiana Lafayette. They have a couple of old linemen in the league too, so they were a good bunch, especially going against them while I was young. So I know I'm gonna get better from that point. So it's just going against them and just seeing what I could do and going back and forth.
Oh yeah, I think Robert Hunt was on that one side, and they had
Yes.
a guard on that side too that also went to the league because we
Yeah,
had Demetrius.
I think his name is Dotson. He plays for the Steelers.
Yeah, because we had Demetrius Taylor from App State on, and he said that he was playing in against them, and he was like, "Dude, they were whooping me part of that game." He was like, "Those dudes, that was a mean
Yeah.
tandem." But you're going into your senior year, man. Your chapter's not finished. But what letter grade would you give your career at Troy so far?
Honestly, I say A minus. Yeah.
I like. I mean, listen, you got all the accolades to back it up. You can be confident in that answer.
Yeah, I say A minus because especially coming into college, what I was able to do, I definitely say starting off high and continuously getting better and not staying stagnant. That's the real reason I say A. Just showing improvement every year.
I like it. And so these last two questions, man, are ones you're probably going to be asked anyway. But what keeps you motivated year in and year out, man? Despite all the All-American awards, despite all the watch lists, despite all the winning, what keeps you motivated every day, man?
I just say really just my family and my boys that are around me every day. Like I told you in the beginning, like we're a blue collar operation. Like we just put our hard hat on and go to work every single day. And of course, like my family, my mom, it's just always been my sisters and my mom. Just seeing her work every day hard, just always just always makes me push myself even more because I know if she could do it, I could definitely do it.
All right, man. I like to hear it. So we cover the Senior Bowl every year, man. So I'm expecting to see you down in Mobile, man, showing off your talent against the best of the best. We'll have to catch up there. But if an NFL franchise pulls you aside and asks what they're getting in Will Choloh, man, what do you tell them?
I was just saying, first of all, a hard worker. Second of all, a technician, and lastly, I'll just say, I don't know. Like I would just say a person that knows that they're ready for NFL and excited to learn, and I just know that whichever team I'm a part of, I can help them.
Oh man, I like it. Listen, I tell people all the time, my Dolphins need D line real bad, man. So they need to find this interview, man. Get us some D line help to
Yeah.
help us get back to the forefront of the NFL. But man, I appreciate you coming on the show, man. I know you guys are kicking up fall camps and everything, man. So shout out to you for that. But where can everyone find you on social media? Anyone you want to shout out? Any NIL stuff you want to talk about, man? This time's yours.
Oh yeah, you can definitely follow me on Instagram at underscore Choloh CHOLOH or on Twitter at underscore WYC90. And then lastly, I'd like to shout out Wolfpack Clothing. They were one of my first. They were my first NLI partnership. They got a whole bunch of nice jackets, hats, shirts, you name it. If you need something, I say if you need anything to wear, you get you some Wolfpack Clothing and use the code Cholo5 and you can get you a nice little 30% discount.
Oh man, listen, after this interview, man. But man, shout out to you guys, man. Make sure to go follow Will on all social media. The more followers and interaction he can get, the more NIL deals he can cash in, man. So support these players, man. Make sure to go follow Will. Tune into Troy football. We'll have to get you some Bluebloods merch, man, for coming on the show. So shout out to you for that. But guys, for Will, myself, and the Bluebloods, man, we are out.